position. I don't want history to repeat itself. I do not want to be a single dad. And I certainly don't want my children to have a life without a mother or a father.
One of the things I found saddest in the book is the way, as I understand it, it kind of begins with your mother's death because you have a problem with the memories before then. Is that right? You've lost them, and that just seems so sad.
Yeah, no, I lost a lot of memories on the other side of this mental wall, which again I think is so relatable for so many people who've experienced loss, especially as a youngster. That inability to be able to drag the memories back over. But I think a lot of it was a defense mechanism.
But just on that, one of the things that really surprised me in the book is the way you talk about genuinely appearing to have half convinced yourself that your mother was in fact still alive and in hiding.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about seeing her in your dreams and saying, "Mummy, is that you?"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a haunting description of really post-traumatic stress disorder, really, isn't it? I mean, that's what the whole early part of this book is.
But I refer to it as post-traumatic stress injury because I'm not a person with a disorder. I know I'm not.
But you bottle it up for years, don't you? I mean, you don't talk about it. Like sometimes you say your brother, you really wanted to talk about it, but you couldn't.
I cried once at the burial, and I go into detail about talking how strange it was and how actually there was some guilt that I felt, and I think William felt as well, by walking around the outside of Kensington Palace. 50,000 bouquets of flowers to our mother, and there we were shaking people's hands, smiling. I've seen the videos, right? I look back over it all, and the wet hands that we were shaking, we couldn't understand why their hands were wet, but it was all the tears that they were wiping away. So that was very strange for us as youngsters, 12 and 14 at the time, and seeing this outpouring of emotion from millions, hundreds of millions of people, and everyone thought and felt like they knew our mum. And the two closest people to her, the two most loved people by her, were unable to show any emotion in that moment.
You write about it.
But needed to be this way. The leaking and the planting. I want a family, not an institution. They feel as though it's better to keep us somehow as the villains. They've shown absolutely no willingness to reconcile. I would like to get my father back. I would like to have my brother back.